What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about Rocksteady yet again and some pretty negative news here. It seems like the layoffs have begun. There's no telling of, is this kind of the first wave? I imagine it is just because of what happened with Suicide Squad, right? It's possible that this is it, and, that's fine if that's the case. We're going to talk about it in this video. I don't think the people that are being laid off are the people that deserve the blame, and that's why I would say, this is still a sad day. I know there's going to be the talk of maybe even rationalizing it, right? Suicide Squad, to me, is not a good game, and, a lot of people have different opinions on the game, but then do these people deserve to be laid off or fired? To me, the answer is no, and we'll talk about that as this goes, but the short of it is they are laying off a lot of quality assurance people, a QA, and I think it went down from 33 people to about 15, and then there's other departments that are also facing layoffs, and they said one member was let go during their paternity leave, so that's just a great time, to be, that's not nice, that's honestly a really bad time to lay somebody off. But so QA massively impacted, right? Cut by more than 50%, and then other departments are having layoffs, as well, and there's even reporting that senior management knows that laying off QA people is actually going to hurt the studio long term, so that's just fantastic. And QA people go into making the end kind of quality of the game, plus other things. I mean, there's a lot of people going out online today saying, hey, QA doesn't just find bugs, right, and fixes the bugs. They do other things as well. But you know what? If you look at it, and you look at it honestly, were the QA people the reason why this game failed? And the answer is no, and so that's kind of what I want to get into right now. Did we expect layoffs? Yes. So, is this a sad day for Rocksteady? Of course. Is it a predictable day for Rocksteady? Also, of course, right? I would say anybody that works on that team after Suicide Squad launch should have been ready, and again, fairly, not fairly, whatever. They should have been ready to be let go at any given moment because this is the game industry. This is 2024. You've seen the last 2 years. Studios that have done well, games that have done well, they're still laying Visions of Mana that came out. They shut down the whole team the day before the game actually released. So that the game didn't even have the opportunity to sell or not sell before they laid people off. People are being laid off at Ballistic Studios with Until Dawn coming out. The game's not even out yet. It comes out next month. People are already being let go. This is the gaming industry, right? It's really bad. So when you have a game that comes out that is bad and also just does not perform, it's even worse, right? You're having games, like I just said, better situations, people are still being laid off. So, of course, you should expect layoffs at Rocksteady. The issue is, and I mean, you could go really, really deep into this, but the issue is, you're still not punishing, the main culprits of the crime here. You're laying people off because Suicide Squad didn't do well. And why didn't it do well? Well, I think it's because the game isn't a good game and a couple other reasons as well. And then so you should ask yourself, well, who shoulders the blame there? Now, I've seen a lot of people going after David Zaslav. Yeah, he makes an insane amount of money, and I don't think he's doing a particularly well job or good job, with WB. So you could say take his $50 million, a year salary or however much, he makes and, split it up and you can reduce some of the layoffs. That won't stop all of the layoffs, but maybe you can keep an extra, couple hundred people just with some of his, his cash, right? But honestly, I want to bring this back to Jamie and Sefton. And, these are guys that, they created they were part of the creation, right? But they were a huge part of it, the Arkham trilogy. And, they leave and they go to a new studio. And I see a lot of people saying, well, maybe their new studio should pick up a lot of these people. Well, I hope they pick up a lot of these people because ultimately, let me take some shots here. They're the cause of this. Look, at the end of the day, it's highly rumored. It's not absolutely confirmed, but then you also have to do just some logic tests here. It's been heavily rumored by Jason Schreier that specifically Sefton, but we can throw both of them in there, right? They are the reason that Suicide Squad happened. They pushed, or specifically Sefton, pushed for it to be live service. It didn't sound like they were great managers on the game. The reports of them taking months to get back to people and all of this stuff, right? But they were the ones who pushed for live service. WB didn't actually have a mandate. Studios were doing it, but they specifically, Rocksteady, they did not have to make this a live service game. That was chosen, and that was picked by those two individuals. They jumped ship a year before this game came out, And they avoided all of this. Now, in one way, that's extremely smart. They avoided all of the backlash. Nobody really talks about them except for a couple people online like me, right? But you think about it right now, as there's all these layoffs, yeah, you should pick some of them up because, to be honest with you, you might have caused their firing. The game is the way that it is, primarily because when people say going after David Zaslav or someone like the higher ups at WB, well, that's fine, I guess. But what about just the higher ups at each of these individual studios? Suicide Squad, in my opinion, is a bad game. And so, well, who caused it to be a bad game? I'm sure a lot of people, have that blame, right? But like, did the QA people have that blame? To be honest with you, the game actually ran pretty okay. I don't know about you. I didn't experience any like game-breaking bugs or glitches or anything. The game actually ran pretty fine. It's not a good game, so does it matter if it runs at all? But the game actually, I would say, QA did their job. And again, that's where you have to get more, I would say, like deep and philosophical, like, who's to blame? I don't think the people that are being laid off right now, and the reports are like, some of these people are like junior level people that have been there a couple of years. There's a couple people that have been there like 5+ years, but it seems like it's a lot of people that were just there the last couple of years, maybe like pushing it through the finish line. Are they the cause of Suicide Squad's failure? No, I mean, they're there for learning opportunities. They're there as like maybe their first or second gig, right? So, I mean, that is honestly, and specifically for this situation, because we have heard those rumors of Sefton and Jamie, it does make me pretty darn mad because it's like, and now on the other side of things, okay, it's like, what are you supposed to do, right? Like the people that caused this to happen, they're not there. It's like I don't even know if you call it a punishment thing because you probably lost a severe amount of money. And, also I guess you think, well, their next game, do you need QA people there right now if their next game is 5 years away? They might build up the QA team over time, as time goes on. So, like, I guess there's other ways of looking at it where, and I mean, I've seen, like, redundancies, like, I think in a couple situations, maybe with Ballistic Moon, that word was kind of thrown out. So maybe they had too many people doing the exact same job and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's just, I feel it just shows, again, like the lack of, I guess, accountability, right? Because it's like you're just taking it out on whoever you feel like. And these are people, by the way, they probably don't even cost, I saw a thing online, like the average QA person makes like $33,000 a year. That's nothing. I mean, there are people at Rocksteady, I guarantee you, many of them, that make $100K plus, right? So it's like you're going after actually the cheapest talent on your team. I don't think it gets cheaper than that, right? So like you're going after them, and they truly did not cause this. So it's just, it's annoying. It's honestly annoying. You knew to expect it, but like these are not the people that should be punished for it. It should be, I think, higher ups. It should be people that made serious story decisions, serious gameplay decisions, like whoever caused the game to function how it is, because that's what people have the real problem with, and that's why people didn't play it. Whoever caused that and decided those things, they're the ones that should be punished. And most of the time, they never are. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.